Okay, I haven't done a video from up here before. It's actually the balcony in the back of my house. It's not a bad place, but it's August bank holiday weekend. Unfortunately it's raining, gentle drizzle, but anyway, that's what we have. In this video though, I want to look at the question of employees bringing claims to the WRC and representing themselves. It's very, very straightforward and easy to submit a claim form. There's an online complaints form on the WRC website, and it's very easy to fill it out. That's the first thing. But the problem is it's easy to get it wrong. So it's easy to pick the wrong options, to tick the wrong boxes. There's a drop-down menu, and many people who wouldn't be familiar with it would have complained before, they find it very, very confusing and so on, which is fair enough. I mean, if you haven't done it before, it could well be confusing. You could end up making a balls of it, quite frankly. You could make a mess of it, and you could end up ticking the wrong box and bringing the wrong claim. By the time that's rectified later on, it won't be rectified later on, but by the time the WRC hearing comes around, it'll be too late to rectify it because you'll probably be out of time. So that's the first thing. First danger, first peril is the form is easy to fill out, but it's easy to get wrong. Assuming you get it right, and assuming that you get your correct complaints in, you're then going to come to a hearing perhaps 6 months later or so at the WRC, or at the moment it'll be a virtual hearing, and virtual hearing obviously is going to be by video conference, something similar to Zoom. It's a thing called WebEx that the WRC have, but that's not important. How they carry it out is not important. What's more important is that as a lay litigant, as a person who is bringing their own claim, the likelihood is you may well run into a well-funded, professional, experienced, top-notch legal team for the other side, which could include solicitor and could include counsel or barrister. And some employees come to me and they're taken aback because they say, oh, I thought the thing was relatively informal and all that sort of thing. It is relatively informal insofar as it's not a court setting. It is informal insofar as it is easy to bring the claim. It is informal insofar as the rules of court don't apply. It is informal insofar as there's an adjudication officer, not a judge. But if you were bringing a claim against an employer and the possible outcome is 2 years' salary of an award to you, for example, for unfair dismissal or for discrimination or anything of that nature, then we're talking real money. We're talking money, sufficient money that might even put a small business out of action, might put them out of business, quite frankly. In those circumstances, isn't it perfectly natural and understandable that an employer might say, I'm going to take this seriously, because if this fella or this lassie wins 100 grand of an award against me for discrimination or sexual harassment or for unfair dismissal or for a range of smaller claims, or even wins 50 grand, it's going to be a huge blow to my business. And that employer is going to lawyer up. So this is where the shock then comes, when the employee discovers that they're up against a professional legal team who are making preliminary objections and putting forward very extensive professional submissions, who are relying on case law, who know the statutes, who know the common law, who know the ins and outs of the various acts, who know the decisions that the WRC and the Labour Court and the Civil Court and the High Court and the Supreme Court have made in the past. In those circumstances, an employee should not be surprised or shocked that an employer is going to put up a haymaker of a defence. And for that reason, you need to be mindful and be aware of what you might run into if you bring the claim yourself, if you go unrepresented. It's entirely up to yourself. The reason you might do that is because you're going to save the cost of getting a solicitor like me or a HR representative or counsel or anybody like that. You'll save that. but you will run into perhaps a well-funded legal team on the other side if there's a good chance, or if there's a chance that you're going to have a significant award made in your favour. So that's human nature, it's understandable, and any rational business person is going to defend their cheese, is going to defend their position, and is going to put up a good, vigorous defence. So don't be surprised, don't be stunned, don't be shocked if that's what you meet. Can be intimidating then at a virtual hearing when you look at the screen and you see 6, 7, 8 heads on it, and maybe 4 of them would be former colleagues of yours, former colleagues who are going to give evidence. One will be an adjudicator, one might be the secretary for the hearing, one could be a solicitor, one could be a barrister. And if you're looking at a screen and you're on your own, you're running your own case, you've never been through it before, and you're looking at all these heads, it can be a bit intimidating, there's no doubt about that, and you need to be aware of it. Anyway, I hope you find this video useful. I hope you find it thought-provoking. There's nothing to stop you bringing your own claim. Some of them are very, very straightforward. Some of them are very, very easy claims to win, but most of them are not, and you could run into technical defences, technical arguments for which you may not be that well equipped. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it the thumbs up down below. Thanks a lot.